Episode 56 IQ September 13, 2023. In Washington state, a couple changes from a wood-burning stove to a heat pump. Washington, Whidbey Island. Whidbey Island is kicking gas in push for all-electric homes. HeraldNet.com. Everett Herald. The couple, who are from Alaska, ended their use of their wood-burning stove to reduce their carbon footprint. In 8 months, the Kicking Gas campaign helped 118 Whidbey Island homes install energy-efficient heat pumps. That's just the first step. September 13, 2023. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. Langley, Washington. A climate activist co-founded the zero-waste group Repurpose in 2021 and serves on the Langley Climate Crisis Action Commission. He directed an 8-month campaign that led 118 Whidbey Island residents to switch to a greener method of heating their homes, ductless heat pumps. The Kicking Gas has plans to expand into Snohomish County and all-electric homes. Space heating makes up about 30% of utility bills, according to the U.S. Department of Energy. Traditional fuel sources like wood need to be transported to Whidbey Island. Heat pumps, a stationary, self-sufficient heating and cooling source, seemed like a clear solution for island residents. Last year, Washington State University was seeking grant proposals for pilot projects to provide energy-efficient upgrades. By August, the Kicking Gas campaign was awarded $1 million to transition 100 homes to heat pumps by summer. Campaign leaders offered clients 20% to 50% savings off the total cost and partnered with Salish Sea Cooperative Finance to create a microloans program, a key to making the project feasible for many residents. Loans were offered at an interest rate of 5%, with flexible repayment terms from 1 to 5 years. A quarter of clients received microloans. Following pressure from a coalition of South Whidbey High School students to accelerate local climate action in May 2021, the city of Langley declared a climate emergency. Heat pumps can heat and cool a space. They're kind of magic, said the president of Island Ductless Heat Pumps, a heat pump installer for Kicking Gas. Heat pumps release or capture energy through refrigerants, which travel between an indoor and outdoor unit, allowing heat to be pumped into or out of a home. A common misconception among residents is that their heat pumps won't function in cold weather. Ductless heat pumps also improve air quality because they have built-in filters. The 100th client for Kicking Gas is a couple who had moved to Whidbey Island from Alaska and were excited to heat their new home with 2 cords of wood, as opposed to 6 or 8. But upon learning about the dangers of smoke pollution, the wife said they started looking at heat pumps. We needed some solution that cooled as well. They thought installing a heat pump in their home would be too expensive. In July, a year after they applied for their first grant, Kicking Gas leaders applied for another round of funding from Washington State University, seeking to install heat pumps in another 100 homes on Whidbey Island. The campaign hopes to partner with installers by next year. The founder said Kicking Gas plans to continue working with the Snow Isle Sierra Club to pilot a heat pump program in Snohomish County. Unfortunately, about 50% of the company's electricity comes from coal and natural gas. The 2019 Clean Energy Transformation Act requires Washington to commit to clean electricity by 2045. Hawaii, Maui DOH releases preliminary, unvalidated data from Maui air sampling. Hawaii State Department of Health, Hawaii.gov. These monitors scan for a very fine, dust-like material called particulate matter, or PM2.5, which is indicative of ash and dust. Air quality. Idaho researchers investigate smoke's toll on spuds. Boise State Public Radio. Boise State Public Radio. The researchers burn wood chips and pine twigs to mimic wildfire smoke. It all began with observations from farmers, and those in the potato industry. Canada, Alberta Northwest Territories border, Wood buffalo structure protection and water bombing continue in wood buffalo fire. My true north now, my true north now. A chance of rain is predicted in the forecast, but it is not expected to be enough to turn the tide. High levels of smoke across the South Slave. Canada, British Columbia. The burning question. Researchers address harvest residue management in BC. Wood business. Canadian forest industries. The management of harvest residues has long been a challenge for British Columbian operators who are tasked with balancing wildfire fuel loading. Ukraine, Crimea shipyard burning after a Ukrainian attack and 24 are injured, Russian-installed official says. India, Bangalore. Too many bad air days. Bangalore Mirror experts say the number of good or bad AQI days is determined by the concentration of primary pollutants, which are PM2.5 and PM10 in most. India, Delhi with Delhi atop list of PM2.5 exposed cities. Nitrogen oxide emissions also rise in South Asia. The Wire. PM2.5 is any particulate matter that has a maximum width of 2.5 micrometers, 0.0025 millimeters. The majority of air pollution deaths are associated with PM2.5 and breast cancer. High levels of particulate air pollution associated with increased breast cancer incidence. Cancer health, wood smoke/vegetation burning, and industrial emissions. The particulate matter pollution measured in this study was 2.5 microns in diameter or smaller, PM2.5, meaning the particles are small enough to be PM2.5 and breast cancer. It comes from numerous sources, such as wood smoke/vegetation burning. PM2.5 and breast cancer. Fine particular matter linked to increase in breast cancer risk. Consumer Health Day. Consumer Health Day 12/2023, Health Day News. Fine particulate matter, PM2.5, is associated with an increased risk for breast cancer, specifically estrogen. PM2.5 and breast cancer. High levels of air pollution increase risk of breast cancer, study finds. The Jerusalem Post. The Jerusalem Post. Particulate matter is a mixture of solid particles and liquid droplets found in the air. It comes from numerous sources such as motor vehicle exhaust. PM2.5 and breast cancer. Dirty air could raise breast cancer risk. usnews.com. usnews.com. Particulate matter is released through motor vehicle exhaust, burning oil or coal, wood smoke/vegetation burning, and industrial emissions. PM2.5 and cardiovascular disease, CVD. Astonishing rates of CVD linked to lead exposure. tctmd.com. tctmd.com. Together, these health and economic impacts, which cost economies US $6 trillion in 2019, are on par with those caused by PM2.5 air pollution. PM2.5 and mitigation with roadside hedges. Roadside hedges/ultrafine particle pollution near schools. Mirage News. This particle pollution, or particulate matter, is made up of finer particles of less than 2.5 microns across. PM2.5 can penetrate deeper. Roadside hedges can help protect kids' lungs. ScienceBlog.com. ScienceBlog. PM10 and are easily inhaled. Finer particles of less than 2.5 microns across. PM2.5 can penetrate deeper into the lungs and are small enough to. PM2.5 and mitigation with roadside hedges. Forestry.com is not part of the U.S. government and pushes wood burning without considering the health impacts of PM2.5 from wood burning. Cost of firewood. Forestry.com. Forestry.com. Whether you're using a fireplace, wood-burning stove, or an outdoor fire pit, one thing is for certain: firewood is a quintessential winter. A letter sent on August 28, 2023 to the Assistant Attorney Generals threatening to sue the EPA over wood stove certification follows. Dear Assistant Attorney General, attached is a letter that was sent to the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, Director Dr. Jeanne Marrazzo, former acting NIAID Director Dr. Hugh Auchincloss and National Institutes of Health, NIH, Director Dr. Lawrence Tabak regarding regulation and the ability to shut down PM2.5 polluting indoor residential wood burners. PM2.5 pollution is known to cause antibiotic resistance, making infectious disease pandemics more likely and uncontrollable. The letter asks Dr. Marrazzo to apply a parallel track to indoor residential wood-burning pollution in 2023. This parallel track would include both EPA wood stove certification and a complaint-based system using PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor data collected from the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. This would be a way to address the very real impact of PM2.5 pollution which EPA wood stove certification fails to address. We proposed that the use of PurpleAir monitors would provide important data on PM2.5 air pollution that is currently missing in the EPA wood stove certification. This proposal is modeled on the approach Dr. Anthony Fauci used in 1989 that allowed a parallel track of both the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, use of AZT for AIDS that had the unfortunate side effect of blindness along with a second drug, ganciclovir, that actually cured the blindness. An earlier letter sent to your office asked that you include a complaint-based system of regulating indoor residential wood burning using PurpleAir PM2.5 data in your suit against the EPA. Indoor residential wood burners are already ineffectively certified by the EPA. This violates the EPA's own National Ambient Air Quality Standards, NOx, emission limits of 35 micrograms per cubic meter in a 24-hour period. Using data from PurpleAir PM2.5 monitors in the yards of near neighbors who complain of PM2.5 from hyperlocalized indoor residential wood burners would provide the missing and important evidence of this type of air pollution. Currently, if a near neighbor's complaint is made to a local health department, a complaint using federal NOx exceedance data is not considered as a basis for a complaint against neighboring indoor residential wood burning. It is also not considered as a basis for shutting down the wood-burning appliance when the indoor residential wood stove has been federally EPA certified. Lawsuits for nuisance are expensive and beyond the means of the average American and are not considered precedents in courts generally. Contacting state agencies to shut down polluting wood stove use that affects the health and lives of near neighbors has been unproductive because decisions made by the EPA determine the decisions made by state agencies. Although the scope of your lawsuit seems confined to asking the EPA to continue their wood stove certification program as is, albeit at a faster pace, we ask that you consider the intent behind asking the EPA to tighten their standards for wood stove certification on a regular basis. The intent of an environmental protection agency is to protect the environment. This has perhaps been narrowly construed to be protecting air, water and ground from contamination from industries only. But United States citizens should actually benefit from this environmental protection as well. Tightening wood stove standards on a regular basis should result in protecting the environment as well as protecting United States citizens from harm from the air, water, and ground. We believe that the EPA's responsibilities are inextricably connected with public health responsibilities of other government agencies such as NIAID. Please try to accomplish something meaningful for the American people with this lawsuit by considering using a parallel track to include PM2.5 data in future decisions about air quality standards. Although I am not your constituent, by commencing to sue a federal agency you are representing me as a citizen of the United States and in that sense as your constituent. Thank you. Sent to Cody.Doig@alaska.gov Alaska Senior Assistant Attorney General Cody Doig. Jason.James@ilag.gov Illinois Assistant Attorney General Jason James. Goldstein@oag.state.md.us Maryland Special Assistant Attorney General Stephen Goldstein. Turner.Smith@mass.gov Massachusetts Assistant Attorney General Turner Smith. Peter.Serdo@ag.state.mn.us Minnesota Special Assistant Attorney General Peter Serdo. Lisa.Morelli@law.njoag.gov New Jersey Deputy Attorney General Lisa Morelli. Nicholas.Bottino@ag.newyork.gov New York Assistant Attorney General Nicholas Bottino. Paul.Garahan@doj.state.or.us Oregon Attorney in Charge Paul Garahan. Steve.Novick@doj.state.or.us Oregon Special Assistant Attorney General Steve Novick. Nick.Persumpieri@vermont.gov Vermont Assistant Attorney General Nick Persumpieri. Caroline.Kress@atg.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Caroline Kress. Chris.Wrights@atg.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Chris Wrights. Jennifer.Cleanair.gov General Counsel, Puget Sound Clean Air Agency Jennifer A. Dold. Jeanne Marrazzo@nih.gov Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Jeanne Marrazzo. Hugh.Auchincloss@nih.gov January to July 2023 Acting Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Hugh Auchincloss. Lawrence.Tabak@nih.gov Director of the National Institutes of Health Lawrence Tabak. https://ROSC Presidentess WordPress.com/ Please attach PDF letter to NIAID Director Dr. Jeanne Marrazzo to an email from you to Jeanne Marrazzo NIH.gov/. Episode 56 GF July 19, 2023. The Ask, request a complaint-based system from 10 attorney generals suing the EPA to give wood stove users certainty. The Ask, emails of 3 NIH officials Jeanne.Marrazzo@nih.gov, Hugh.Auchincloss@nih.gov, Lawrence.Tabak@nih.gov emails of 13 assistant attorney generals, deputy attorney generals and general counsel preparing to sue the EPA to provide clarity for indoor residential wood stove manufacturers, vendors, and users. Instead, the Assistant Attorneys General should ask for a PM2.5 pollution complaint-based system in place of the failed wood stove certification program. The states involved are Alaska, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, as well as the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency. A new icon has been added to the RAWSE President's website, which is now the nearest right icon. The icon is an ask that has already been described in episode 56 GB, description of the parties who should be at the table when deciding on safe wood stove emission limits and fence line measurements, rather than wood stove certification, and emails to contact 10 deputy or assistant attorney generals and 1 general counsel. Those PDFs are included at the icon link. Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, see https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com and click on the nearest right icon for the Ask. 1. Email PDF letters to 3 officials of the National Institutes of Health, NIH. And NIAID https://rossipresidentesswordpress.com/ Please attach PDF letter to NIAID Director Dr. Jeanne Marrazzo to an email from you to Jeanne Marrazzo NIH.gov/ The Ask 2. Email PDF letters to 13 Assistant Attorneys Generals, Deputy Attorney Generals and General Counsel https:// rossipresidentesswordpress.com/ Please contact Attorneys General about August suit versus EPA asking for certainty for wood stove users. ROSEP asks for complaint-based system based on PM monitor data exceeding EP/ to the right of that 3. Barbie goes to the dating game. https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/1-Barbie-goes-to-the-dating-game to the right of that 4. Cookies that may contain rocks are recalled. https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/cookies-that-may-contain-rocks-are- recalled. To the right of that 5. The Fox Owns the Forest, card game https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/the-fox-owns-the-forest-card-game-tba. Then to the right of that, the latest months, 6, September and 7, August and 8, July 2023. Of PDFs of articles with URLs to search on https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/1-September-2023-pdfs-of-urls https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/1-August-2023-pdfs-of-urls and https://rossipresidents.wordpress.com/1-July-2023-pdfs-of-urls to the right. Of that, 9, stickers to hand out for ROSEP, 10, flyers to hand out for ROSEP, games such as 11, bingo for ROSEP, 12, crosswords for ROSEP, 13, PM2.5's Jeopardy! Game https://youtube.be/lnsg32pydnc14. PM2.5 Free Monopoly https://youtube.be/cuck1pseqnq and Endwood Smoke Monopoly 9e, vending machines for PM2.5 monitors, and 15, icon links to 30-minute YouTube videos and Spotify podcasts as well as podcasts.google.com, Castbox, and PocketCast. PocketCast is only free on the phone app. Pocket Cast works on Apple phones, and, below those icons, icon links to monthly URLs of PDFs from June 2023 to May 2022.